Hey guys, what's up? It's Snake, and we've made it to the final installment of my series on what I hope to see, what I'd love to see in new zombie levels. This is the third part in the series, and I think I actually might come out with like a bonus part for the series where I talk about multiplayer. Call of Duty multiplayer, where I hope to see the series of Call of Duty go, and some Treyarch specific stuff as far as what maybe what their next storyline could be and things like that. But let's get back to zombies. So we've done the kill streak thing, and we've talked about weapons and perks and what we can pack a punch and all that sort of fun stuff. But now we're going to be talking about levels, level design, level creation, all that fun stuff, and I'm not going to talk about Area 51 because supposedly that's going to be the next zombie map. So if it's already made, why even talk about it? But I might actually make a separate video where I just walk through a private match in Hangar 18 and discuss parts about the map that I think maybe could be used to create an interesting zombie game. How they could change the flow of it, because obviously multiplayer, the flow of a multiplayer map is different from the flow of a zombie map. So obviously they're going to need to change it around a good bit in order to make it work out correctly. Just like this one, Ascension, it's based on Launch, but it looks very little like Launch. It's mainly the theme of it, mainly the feel of it as you're running through different areas. Obviously there's the big rocket and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. That's for another video. So levels. I think retro levels would be really neat. In the sense that, well, what if we had a zombie level that didn't have perks, or didn't have the pack-a-punch machine, perhaps, but still a big level. The bots would actually disappear and respawn in other places, and you need to open up doors and I don't know, maybe you could turn on the power. Maybe there's no need for the power since there's no perks. But just something to make it a little bit tougher, but still make it easier than playing Knocked Untote. Give us extra rooms, give us places to run, maybe opuses like y'all did with Call of the Dead. Another idea would be like in Verut, how you separate the four people into two parties. What if we had it to where they actually separated all four people separately? They were in different areas, and so one person's closest to the power and the other person, or maybe there's two switches for the power, or there's some reason why we're separate and we have to figure out ways to work together. Something caused us to get divided on accident. So there's that idea. Another idea I thought would be really cool is, what about either there being a switch that would reset the doors, or each door you could actually go and pay to reclose. Because speaking of Verut, in Verut there's the kitchen. Yeah, the kitchen. If you're on the quick revive side, which I think is the American side, can't remember right now. But if you go all the way up there, but you don't open the last door to the power room, it's a great place to camp. But you can only camp there for so long, and especially if, let's say, you're only playing one player or two player. You can't really camp there for very long, because eventually you have to turn on the power. You got to get Juggernaut and all that other stuff. But what if you could reclose that door? Maybe for double of what it was worth, or things like that. I think that would be a really neat idea, being able to close doors back up. Another idea for a map would be, as far as multiplayer maps are concerned, I like Zoo. What if we had Zoo as a zombie map? Obviously it wouldn't look exactly the same, but one neat thing, like one thing that I think would be a really cool catch to the zombie map is, instead of having traps in Zoo, is you have the animals in the cages. So you got a train of zombies behind you, and you can run up and open the tiger door, and the tiger can come out and attack the zombies. But then it's sort of a double-edged sword too, because if you got 24 zombies behind you and you open up the door, the tiger's going to take down most of them, maybe all of them. I don't know, before he gets killed or eaten himself. Whereas if you put down, if you open up the door and the tiger comes out, but there's like 4 zombies behind you, he's going to eat all 4 easily, and then turn to the closest thing that's moving, which is you. So it's sort of like a fun little, like a double-edged sword, just like with these traps in here. You turn it on and run through accidentally, it's not a good thing. It's not going to help you out. So yeah, so the zoo I think would make a really neat multiplayer 2 zombie map transition. Another neat idea would be like Civil War zombies. You know, I don't know how they would do it with the storyline, but maybe figure out some way where we would actually be able, the ray gun and stuff would be able to travel back in time. And instead of it being our 4 characters, we'd have like Abe Lincoln and John Wilkes Booth and I don't know, some other people that are from roughly that time period that are somehow connected to the Illuminati or things like that. Because supposedly, it's the Illuminati's doing that they convinced John Wilkes Booth to go and kill Abraham Lincoln. So who knows? But see, it ties in nicely with the whole Illuminati theme from the zombie storyline. Another neat idea would be zombies in space. And a lot of people thought that was going to happen for Black Ops, you know, because of the Blackbird suit and stuff like that. But it actually worked out really well with the zombie storyline because, and for those of you who haven't seen my zombie storyline theories, I'm going to leave a link in the bottom, or you could always just click on my name, go to my channel, and I have my own playlist for it. But I just finished part 1 of Der Riese, and I talked all about all the different things that are in Der Riese that are based on true stories, or at least based on factual, or not factual, but historical fiction, let's call it. But the one thing that I didn't mention, because it's not directly related to anything just yet, is something called the Sun Gun. And it's a wonder weapon that was theoretically created by the Germans. That is to say, they never actually created it, but they hypothesized that within 50 years they'd be able to create a space station that orbited the Earth. And what it would do is it would have a bunch of mirrors inside, concave mirrors, and if they angled it just right, they could use it like a magnifying glass and actually have sun rays, like unfiltered sun rays, beamed directly to a single point on Earth, just like the Star Wars project that the United States had during the Cold War. So both of them have these projects, the Americans and the Germans, and you know the Germans with Die Glocke and all that stuff, the anti-gravity machines and stuff. So it all lends itself to the idea of putting zombies in space on some sort of space station. I mean, granted, how many people could be on the space station? So obviously having thousands upon thousands of zombies run at you is a little bit far-fetched. But I mean, come on, it's a video game. I'm willing to ignore that logistical part of it just to fight zombies in a space station. And I mean, think of the fun traps you could have with that, you know? Windows that you could shoot, and then the zombies would get sucked out before a metal door would shut. Or there could actually be an airlock where there's 2 doors to the airlock, and you gotta run through one with your zombie train, and then as soon as you jump out the other one, you flip the switch, the door's shut, and then you can look through the window and see all the zombies floating out into space. So that would be kind of a cool idea. And or you know, some sort of anti-gravity trap where maybe there's a new perk that allows you to like be magnetic, like you can like be stuck down to the ground, but you flip a switch and everything else floats up. So if you don't have the perk, you would float up too and be like, I don't know, just floating in the mess with these zombies swinging at you and stuff. So that's just an idea. Another really neat idea I thought would be zombies in time. And you know, I know with Shangri-La we have that the eclipse, and for those of you who don't know, when you flip the eclipse, it actually teleports you, or not teleports you, but it brings you back in time to the point where the British guys are there and need your help. But when I say zombies in time, I mean in the sense that there's a level, and you can actually teleport through 4 different spaces in time and actually move in that time freely. So you can actually separate the party, and zombies are actually separated through time. So if you leave one area and go to, if you're in, I don't know, 1945, and then you go to 1967, the other guys aren't there, but then there'll be, some zombies will leave that old time and come to the new time. And this would be awesome too for the Easter egg, because the Easter egg would be something where somebody would have to go back to the earliest point in time and change something. You know, like open a door or something like that, and then in the future the door's already open, you don't have to deal with it. And so people can go through and change one thing here and then one thing there, and it leads up to to in the future something happening, something well, whatever the Easter egg is, getting the weapon or releasing this or that, or I don't know, something to do with the story. But it would be really neat to have to deal with different points in time in order to complete the Easter egg. And then some of the perks would be available in different time periods and not in others, and the Pack-a-Punch machine might be outside of time or something weird like that. Another really cool idea, I think, would be, as far as the storyline for Treyarch to go through, the next step, I think, is the 1993 war, the Gulf War. Saudi Arabia, desert zombies, and stuff like that. And then you can have Saddam Hussein connected to Group 935 somehow, trying to create zombies, biological warfare, and all that stuff. So they're creating bombs that can actually just turn an entire group of people into zombies quickly. So those are just some ideas as far as the levels. And then the last little thing I want to close with as far as levels are concerned, what I'd like to see is the levels be in future zombie games. Custom maps. They have it for World at War on PC, but they don't have it for any of the console versions. Custom zombie maps, people. You can make your own. Give us some tools. I don't know if you want to make it a DLC or what, but you could design the level, and you could pick the different types of zombies that you put in each level, and decide what drops can fall and the percentages, and you can actually go through and the box, like with Shangri-La, you get ray guns a lot more often, so the percentage of a ray gun being pulled is much higher than in Ascension or in Beirut or whatever. So you can actually sit down and change the percentage types for all the guns. So if you want to be a dick, you can make a level where there's no ray gun, or or this or that. You put in this weapon or not put in that weapon, and you can excuse me. You can actually put in radios and create Easter eggs and all that different stuff. And these are all things you can already do on the computer version. These are already things you can do with the World at War version of Zombies, but you can't do it yet with with the console versions. So I think that would be really, really fun. But yeah, that looks like it's it for levels, and it looks like it's it for me. So here I go. I guess I'll talk to you later, guys. Peace out.